Welcome to the placement test for System 11, and as with all these placement tests, this is really designed to see if you know the material in System 11, Book 11 well enough and you can move on to Book 12, or if this is some material that you want to dust off. Incidentally, one thing that, there's a couple things that I do though if I'm going through these and I've been through them before or whatever. First of all, you can do these, you don't have to do a full week on each of the systems. So if you've gone through one of the systems, let's say you went through System 3 and you want to go through it again just to dust it off, well, you can do one per day and do 12 days worth of the workout. And that would really help to refresh your mind. You can also always push tempos. So, if the tempos are, fairly slow or something like that, you can just bump them up. You're eventually going to get to a point where you can't play the stuff and that it's really technically challenging for you. You can also play with your eyes shut. That makes it hard sometimes, especially if you're moving across positions. Keeping your eyes shut is something that would be good. And it's really good for your brain to just hear the music and have it come out. And you can always work on right hand technique, for instance. So even if you're going slow, looking at your right hand and making sure that the mechanics are good, you're not moving too much, you're not digging too deep, you're moving from your wrist more than your elbow and stuff like that. Those are all really good, that you slant pick just a little bit so you get efficient picking. But you can also turn all of these exercises, or many of these exercises, into legato exercises or something like that. So all of a sudden the exercise turns into something very different, which is really great. And I'll do that a lot of times too. So anyhow, just some ideas if you're going through something that you already sort of know some of it, that'll help you out. Okay, so in System 11, we're going to go through finger gymnastics. We're going to do some random eighth note playing, and then we're going to do eighth note triplet, 16th note, back to eighth note triplet, back to eighth note. We're going to go in and out of you're playing over D minor for 2 bars, and then you're playing random notes for 2 bars. It's really great for your brain to be able to do that, and the jazz guys can get, especially the fusion guys, can get really good at that, playing some sort of random sounding patterns and then coming out right on time. So that'll be helpful for you. But let's move into the bulk of this stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is 7th arpeggios in one position, all of the 7th arpeggios, but instead of going all the way up and all the way down, because you rarely do that in jazz, where you're really stuck on a chord for a long time, we're going to do it in 4-note groupings. So let's say, for instance, so for this test, let's say that I put you in the key of D, 2nd position. So it's going to be the C form of D. You're going to do 4 notes for each of the arpeggios. Can you go up, down, up and down, D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major 7, A7, B minor 7, and C sharp half diminished. All right, so go ahead and give that a try. All right, and this is what it looks like. Back down. All right. Let's take the same thing. We'll take the key of D. Let's go into the next position, and we'll do it in the A form. All right, and in this system, we're going to do all 5 forms up and down the neck each week. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go through is diminished. Diminished is really useful in prog rock. It's really useful, and in jazz, it's really useful, especially contemporary jazz. They will really sort of hammer on the scale a little bit. Most of you will probably know. Let's do the whole step, half step version of the scale. And we'll start it from the note G. So whole step, half step, starting from this low G note. Go ahead and try that. And again, you want your guitar in your hand. Pause the video, see if you can actually figure this thing out. All right, so if I went up. Okay, let's take the same thing, but we're going to go up a half step, and we're going to do half step whole, or sorry, up a whole step, and we're going to do half step, whole step. So start from the note A. All right, and then let's put both of them together. So you're going to go up the G form, and then you'll come down the other one. All right. So that's the diminished. We're going to be doing different variations, so we'll do them in 4-note groupings or. All right. Next thing we're going to do is melodic minor. So let's go through the melodic minor. You probably know a lot of your melodic minor scales, but let's take the key of D minor, but we'll start it from the F note. We're going to do it in 4-note groupings and so on. So. Okay, let's take A minor now, and we'll start it from the 6th note, from the F sharp note. So A melodic minor. And again, you should be able to do this pretty quickly. If you know these well enough, you should sort of, be able to do this. Okay, so we're going to go through all the different versions of, all 7 versions of melodic minor over these weeks. And then the last thing that we're going to do, which is going to be really fun, is we're going to do the modes, but we're going to do them West style octave. So we're going to do like octave playing. I'm going to do it on all of the different string sets. But let's take, I'm going to do all the modes every single week. So you're going to go through all 7 of the modes every week. Let's just take it from B. We'll just do one of these. So let's do B Ionian. You'll be really glad that you went through those systems 9 and 10 also on these. Let's do Dorian. All right, let's do Phrygian. All right, you get the idea. We'll go through all 7 modes every single week. You'll go through all 7 of those. By the end of these, you'll be pretty good at octave playing. You'll be able to go up and down the neck in all of your different variations of all of your modes. So, if all of a sudden you end up on, a D, Aeolian sound, you'll just be able to go to that right away without really thinking about it. So this is very useful. All right, so that's what you have in System 11. If you feel like you really know this stuff and you're good on it, pass on, go on to Book 12. But if you feel like this would be really good, useful stuff for you, then Book 11 will be the book for you.